Oh, yo, Brian, man. I know you always do the games with me this time around since it's my Knicks going to the NBA Finals. I
Okay.
am playing a game with you, a best out of seven series. All right, you ready for this? Best
Okay.
out of seven series between James Gunn and Zack Snyder movies.
Oh, okay. All right.
We're basing this based on an average score of Rotten Tomato scores, audience score, and the tomato meter and IMDb scoring. So I averaged it all out. My math is correct. Trust me on this. And then
Okay.
we're gonna go up against your opinion.
Okay.
So
So I need to tell you're going to give me a movie and its score, and I have to give my own score.
yeah. You don't need to give your own score. You just have to tell me who is the winner of this movie.
Oh,
This
who
is based
actually?
on the average ratings for IMDb and Rotten
Gotcha.
Tomatoes. And I'm
Okay.
gonna give you a Zack Snyder movie, and I'm gonna give you a James Gunn movie. Best out of seven.
Okay.
I hope I'm clear on that for you.
We'll see.
uh,
Let's do it.
this is because we have the NBA finals going on. This is what's gonna go on. All right, we're gonna start off with round one, the horror roots. We're gonna go with Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead 2004
Okay.
versus James Gunn's Slither 2006. Who do you have?
Okay. So which one has the higher overall rating of these two?
Which one do
Uh,
you prefer?
oh, so it's which one do I prefer and of these movies?
Yeah. And then we're
Gotcha.
we're we're gonna challenge that off with the average of both ratings.
Gotcha. I absolutely prefer Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead remake. Slither is really fun and a really cool movie. And I am obsessed with the original Dawn of the Dead. Can typically hate horror remakes, but I'm gonna say that I really, really love that Zack Snyder was able to help evolve the zombie genre into these running, like crazed, monsters from like Romero's, slow, steady kind of ghouls. So yeah, for me, while I really enjoy both movies, I love Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead remake.
Ding 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 ding. You got this one right.
Okay.
Uh Winner is Zack Snyder with this with the average score of IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes to 75.6 Dawn of the Dead to James Gunn Slither. The total score was 71.6
Ooh,
total
close,
score between the
close.
average of Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb. Remember, this is an average between Rotten Tomatoes critic score, audience score, and IMDb score. And that's the math that I got from it.
Okay, cool.
So you got one for one. Zack Snyder is 1-0. Remember, best out of seven series.
Okay.
Critics love the gooey B movie charm of Slither, but Snyder takes the early lead because audiences and IMDb voters heavily favored his fast paced, visceral zombie remake.
There it is.
Round two, superhero deconstruction. Zack Snyder's Watchmen 2009 versus James Gunn's Super 2010.
And Super is obviously, satirical and kind of, poking a little bit of fun at the genre. While I mean, Watchmen it does do that a little bit. I think Watchmen, other than having the giant, squid at the end of the movie, I think it's one of the most faithful adaptations ever from comic to screen. And I thought that Rorschach, they nailed Rorschach, they nailed the comedian and Ozymandias. I think that and there were so many good acting portrayals in that. Patrick Wilson is awesome as Night Owl. Um, I I adore Zack Snyder's Watchmen, and I think that I actually like, as sacrilege as this is, I think I actually like his ending better.
Yeah,
Um, and I'm gonna go with Watchmen. I love Watchmen movie.
I do too. That's one of my favorite ones, actually. Like, talk about canon other than the ending. Holy crap! Guess what? You got that right.
Perfect.
Total score for Watchmen is 70.3, and James Gunn's Super is 57.6. So that was actually
Mm,
like he kind of beat him in that one. So Zack Snyder takes it 2.0. Both directors took a dark, cynical hammer to superhero genres. Super is pure, unhinged indie chaos, but the massive visual scale and higher audiences score of Watchmen gives Snyder a commanding 2-0
perfect.
lead.
Perfect.
Round three.
Okay.
We're gonna call this the space operas. Zack
Okay.
Snyder's Rebel Moon Part 1, A Child of Fire, 2023. This should be an easy one for you. Versus
Yeah.
James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy 2014.
Oh, easily Guardians of the Galaxy. It's in my top 10 MCU films. It's my favorite James Gunn film, period. Introducing Peter Quill to us, Drax, Gamora, Rocket, Groot, getting nailing Rocket's casting with Bradley Cooper and what he did with his voice work, and making a talking tree work on screen. Just perfect. Not a perfect movie, but almost a perfect movie. Guardians in a landslide for me here.
For me, it was perfect because I would have never thought that I would love Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was
Yep.
something I didn't ask for, and then I got, and I wanted more of it.
Exactly. Yep. 100%.
So yeah, you were right about that because Rebel Moon took a total score of 43.3, and Guardians of the Galaxy took a total score of 87.6. James Gunn
Let's
2 to
go.
1, a total
Let's go.
bloodbath on paper. Snyder's raw visual ambition couldn't overcome the massive universal acclaim of Gunn's Marvel breakout. Gunn officially gets on the board. 2 to 1, baby. 2 to 1. Round four. The DC Ensemble Epics, we're gonna call this.
Okay.
Zack Snyder's Justice League 2021 versus
The
also in
Suicide Squad.
2021 the Suicide Squad.
Okay. I'm going to say that The Suicide Squad has a higher rating, but I don't like The Suicide Squad at all. I did not like that movie. I actually prefer Robert Ayers' Suicide Squad movie that came out before it.
Yeah.
And kill me if you want for that. I thought that his characters were grittier, and I just enjoyed that story more. The ending is a mess, and there's tons of things to complain about, but I just thought that the James Gunn Suicide Squad was boring, and um sure, he definitely did some fun things in it, and there are some cool moments, but for me, that 4 hour Snyderverse Justice League epic, give me that all day. Like, we got to see the actual vision. It's got all of our favorite characters in it. We get some cool dark side stuff in it. I'm Justice League here. Despite the long runtime, is going to be the choice for me here, even though it's
Yeah.
not going to be for the critics.
Right. No, I get it. I get it. One thing we did get was Peacemaker out of Suicide Squad.
Mm-hmm.
So right now the total score is 80.6 for Justice League. It's actually pretty close. And Suicide Squad is 81.3.
Wow.
Yeah. So that I mean, like I said, the matchup for this tourney is super close. Snyder's mythical 4-hour cut crushed it with audiences, but Gunn's massive critical lead for his R-rated Carnival of Violence sneaks him the win by a razor-thin 0.7 margin. We are tied up, buddy. Tied up.
So the series between these two guys is tied, but I'm 4-0.
Yeah, you are. You're actually right. You pretty much won this thing already, but we'll
Yeah, I swept them. There's no reason to go to 7 games. I swept. I have 4-game sweep.
But we'll continue with this matchup until someone gets obviously 4 wins.
Okay.
Yeah, we're 2-2 with this one. James Gunn and the Snyderverse 2-2. Round 5. Let's see if you get this one. This one's an interesting one, man. We'll call it the Men of Steel.
Okay.
Zack Snyder's Man of Steel 2013 versus James Gunn's Superman 2025.
Okay. I really did not like James Gunn's movie. I really like Man of Steel. Now, I actually think that rating wise, James Gunn's movie is going to come out higher, but I enjoy Man of Steel. And despite, yes, he kills God and he breaks the rule, but I think it's a Superman that's still learning to be Superman at that point. Um, Again, not a perfect film, but I preferred Snyder's over James Gunn. James Gunn's Superman can't do anything right, can't finish any task by himself without the help of uh, his dog or the Justice Gang. Every problem he runs into, he needs help in order to finish.
Let the hate comments commence.
Yeah, for sure. Trust me, I've had these arguments in comic book shops before, and the store owners kind of gave me side eye, so I'm used to it.
I love Man of Steel, man. I love the artsiness of Man of Steel. Just
I did
like
too.
such an underrated movie, I feel like, and also an underrated score because the total score for this is 67.6 to Superman's 86.3.
Yeah, that's not even close.
Yeah, James Gunn, winner of this one, 2-3. Snyder launched his universe with a heavy atmospheric sci-fi take, but Gunn's brightly colored return to optimism scored heavily across all three metrics, taking a decisive lead. 2-3,
Okay.
man, crazy. Right, we're round 6 now. Remember, James Gunn is winning 2-3. We'll call this round the unapologetic visual spectacles of Zack Snyder's 300 versus James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Ooh, Volume 3 is really good. Man, I love 300. Gunn is going to win with the rating, but I like 300 more. Like I saw 300 in the theater 3 or 4 times. Like it was so different. It was so visually impressive, and that's where you really started to fall in love with Zack Snyder's, all his speed ramping and slow motion shots, and what a great cast. A young Michael Fassbender in this movie. Obviously Gerard Butler and is incredible, and you get the "this is Sparta" moment. Like there's iconic stuff from this movie. Give me so 300, but I think the critics are going to say the other way.
Well, Ryan, your guesses on what people like are pretty freaking perfect. I'm actually quite impressed over this. Zack Snyder gets 75.3 with 300, and James Gunn gets an 85, even with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
I just know that like Zack Snyder's style of storytelling doesn't like vibe with critics as much. So while the audience scores are sometimes really high, I think that his critic scores are typically pretty low. And so
I know it's crazy; it doesn't resonate as much to like the broader audience, but to males, I feel like if it's all men rating this thing, it would be Zack Snyder.
Sure. I was just waiting for Sucker Punch to come up, and then I could really profess my love for Zack Snyder movies.
Oh, I didn't put that in. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Skipped Sucker Punch. But, James Gunn is winning. Just won this thing 2-4. 300 completely revolutionized action cinematography in the edit bay, cementing a massive audience legacy. However, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 delivered a massive, visually stunning cosmic finale where the studio resonates completely off, giving Gunn the final sweep. So there you have it.
We should have assigned a team to each director. So like Snyder was the Spurs and Gunn was the Knicks, like before we knew all of that, and then saw how it played out, and then it could have predicted the actual finals.
right?
It could have been like the
Well,
dog who hits the beach ball into the buckets.
I know if we made it to, just for the funness out of this game, if we did go up to game 7, I would have. I actually really like this movie a lot. Not a lot of people didn't like it. Would be Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice, versus Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
So are we talking about the theatrical releases for both of these films?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because the Batman v Superman or the theatrical cut and the director's cut, this is on the Blu-ray, are completely different films,
That's
with
true.
way more context and about 40 minutes more footage. So I'm gonna say, either way, I'm gonna go Guardians 2. I prefer that movie. If we're talking theatrical release, because if we go to the director's cut, there's a debate, but I'm gonna say Guardians 2 easily on both these.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got a perfect score, dude, because Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice got 52.3, and James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 got it 82.6.
Yeah,
That's
7 and
almost
0, perfect score.
so good job on you. Snyderverse fans might hate you, man.
Yep, that's okay. That's all right. I think gun fans will have more animosity with my takes here than the Snyder fans.
That's true, like because you were subjective on some of those movies, and you gave your honest opinions on it. But you also knew the ratings, so which is kind of wild to me. You got that right because I wouldn't have got that right. That's why I did this game.
Thank you. Thank you.